I've been so consumed complaining about football that I haven't realized.
Actually, it really hasn't stopped being in Nick Town. I watched the game against the Nets the other night, and it had to be at least half full of Nick fans. So they're still out, they still go in droves, and the team's pretty damn good. Here's the thing with the Knicks, and we know this from the Rangers. They have a very bad tendency of doing well and then pulling the rug out from under you. Ha ha, we really ain't that good. Losing Randall for now is probably going to be a little complicated. They are playing better defense. Their offense is hot and cold. They had a very good night last night shooting threes. They played well last night. They beat Utah. So, like I said, it's kind of like with the Rangers. Just when you think they're doing well, they pull the rug out from under you. Now, granted, they've been 8-2 over this run. But you got, like anything else, you got to see who they're beating. And they're beating lesser teams. I mean, I haven't gone over the 10 games that they just played. Excuse me. But you have to go by what they're playing against and who they should be. Now, the 4 teams above them, don't know if they're any better than them. Don't know if they're the same. I don't know if they're any better than Boston. I don't know if they're any better than Miami, although they did beat Miami pretty good the other night. But Miami has a tendency to do shit at the end of the year, and all of a sudden they're in the finals. So we haven't really played against the West that I know of. I mean, I haven't really been paying attention. I've been paying attention like you, half-assed. But when I do, they are playing well. It's a nice, fun team to watch. I wish they had a couple of more players, or maybe at least one superstar, but it is what it is. So I'm going to keep, watching here and there. I'm not a diehard basketball fan. Like it's like number 4 on my list for me, with the hockey being 3. But since hockey's off this week with the All-Star game and everything, it's probably going to kill the Rangers now. All this rest is probably going to put so much rust on the fucking team. It's going to be atrocious when they come back. And if you did watch the Rangers at all, they ain't cup ready yet. They're nowhere near cup ready. They may make it, but the West is kicking their ass. They did not have a good roundup when they went out west. It wasn't pretty. It was not pretty. And Las Vegas beat the shit out of them twice. Once over there, and once at the Garden. Twice. So, and they're the defending Cup champions. So, if you're measuring up against the defending champions, you got a lot of work to do. Filipino's out now for the year. I don't know what's going. They just say upper body injury. It could be his head, could be his chest. I think it's still the concussions. I think this concussion was that bad. You may want to rethink even playing anymore. I mean, that's what Pat LaFontaine did, and Eric Lindros at the time. You take too many shots to the head, you ain't gonna be picking up grandchildren later in life. You know what I mean? So he's out. Shesterkin needs to play much better because he's I don't know, he's just not the same as last year. I don't know if he's hurt and not telling anybody. But back on the Knicks, it's tough when Randall's out. They did play well last night without him. Again, and they were the smaller lineup against Utah. Utah's got 2 guys who are 7 feet. So we'll see what happens. I expect them to wind up in either 4th or 5th at the end of the season. And then it's anybody's ball game from there. Unless they have a collapse after the All-Star break because Randall's not around and they just can't keep up. But we'll see. it's fun to watch. It's fun to have the Knicks somewhat relevant again because it's been since the 90s, since Patrick Ewing. I mean, Carmelo Anthony had a couple of good years here, but it hasn't been since Knicks Bulls rivalries that it's been actually worth watching. So we're gonna keep watching and just wait for the Taylor Kelsey Super Bowl. Booyah.